Hi there, Libra. You are the last of the air signs that I've just been doing this afternoon. I've got various cards on the table. I've got 4 of the Light Seers Tarot as your main card reading, and I've got a surrender deck as well, but you've got 3 cards that came out and wanted to come out, so I've taken them all. I've not looked at them yet, and let's see what cards have to tell you. Okay, so here we are. So it's interesting. I was going to say that you've got quite a few choices, or you're sitting and mulling over things at the moment, and perhaps even sort of seeing where your next step is. And here we've got the 7 of Cups, which is pretty much the similar sort of message. Okay, I feel like in some way you've had a lot of emotional things to contend with, maybe to deal with a lot of things. Also, I would say that perhaps there were elements of you being involved in things, and now you're going to be free to start considering what is going to not so much light you up. I'm getting the feeling of what do you need to shed really here. So I feel like maybe you've got some things that you've been doing, and maybe it's time for you to release some of those things as well. It could be your personal duties, certain things that you might do on a day-to-day basis, or it certainly could do with some of the choices that you've got. I feel like in some ways you definitely want to make some changes, and you want to actually move up in a situation, but I think in some way maybe you've had some emotional passage that you've had to go through, and yeah, now, or you're coming to a point as you're arriving at this point that there's some kind of awareness that you are now wanting to do things differently, and maybe you're faced with some options that you don't really have much clarity about. All right, I'm going to just move on from that. Yeah, there you are. That's the 2 of Swords. So if you don't have any clarity, I mean, you couldn't even get a better card than the 2 of Swords to actually confirm that. So I think some of you are going to be, can't see a way forward, as this card very beautifully portrays. She's got her a band around her eyes. She can't make a decision in the traditional tarot. She also got 2 swords right across her heart, which also says to me that she's actually blocking her heart off. All right, so make sure that you actually not only thinking, which this also really portrays the card very well, but you're not coming from only having to think your way into a solution, but I really want you to bring a heartfelt decision. And I think this is why you're in this quandary as well, okay? Because if you look at these 7 of bowls here, the 7 of Cups, which are bowls in this particular deck, okay, and here you're overthinking, thinking as well. Okay, it's really important that basically that you turn your cups over. Okay, these cups are all upside down, so in some way you're not allowing yourself to be nourished, okay, by the bowl of, like, the chalice, or the bowl which is what contains your emotional well-being. You might have a few options, and maybe you've turned your back on them, or you've released them, and now you're actually reconsidering, maybe open 1 or 2 of possibilities that maybe you used to do that also gave you some satisfaction, or certain things that you've definitely been considering over a period of time. But I do feel it is time now for you to make that change, start to actually really consider some of the changes that you want to make, and try not to overthink yourself into a solution. All right, okay, so we'll move on from there. All right, lovely. So again, this is kind of interesting. This is a 3 of Cups. Now, I've not had this in any of the readings yet, but I've had 2 surrendered. Several times the surrender to play has come in for some of the other signs. Okay, now 3 of Cups to me is the card of play. It really is. It's a card of, going out, having fun, letting your hair down, enjoying yourself, partying, celebrating, okay? And maybe for some of you, you might need to do that just to kind of release the tension that you hold currently and not being able to see your way forward, and just so you can allow something free-flowing and fluid to happen. Sometimes we just really have to disengage from the overthinking and leave things as they are. All right, I mean, a lot of creative people, sometimes you know this already, possibly, or you've experienced this, that when you're trying to force a creative impulse or something to sound good, you kind of get yourself in a knot, okay, because you're trying too hard. But sometimes as soon as you let go of it and put it aside or put it down, or go outside for a bit of yoga or stretch or whatever it is, a few breaths, a bit of leeway, or even sometimes leaving it for a good while, you come back to it really refreshed and you feel rejuvenated. So this card for me right now is really speaking to allow yourself to be rejuvenated from maybe some of the overthinking and over overthinking that you've been doing. Now finally here I've got the Knight of Cups that was on the inverted as well. So again, some of you, this is really important that you really tap into that kind of sense of what is it that you love? How can I romance myself in my work as well? Maybe you've been doing things so dull that you've been doing the same old, repeating the same patterns, and you are now feeling a bit kind of without the kind of, oh, it was the right way around, feeling that you actually haven't got what it takes to really kind of get in your heartfelt groove. But with the Knight of Cups, he's quite a mature man. This could be somebody actually coming into your life to sort of woo you as well. Very romantic, very charming, knows what to say, knows how to kind of show up. For some of you, that could be a really beautiful thing that could be coming up. Okay, Librans, but at the same time, I feel this is really an opportunity for you to maybe really to romance yourself and see what you can actually cultivate and grow for yourself. That's something that you're going to really love as well. Okay, I feel also with some of you could be getting a message via email, internet, or some kind of communication that could also to do with something that you really have been wanting to do for a while. Okay, pay attention to maybe what is going to give you emotional fulfillments. Maybe something through the communicating sector as well, okay, that I'm picking up even with this card to say that maybe through the net or through something that's written, all right, it is something with words, okay, that is going to make you pay attention and want you to move towards something. The other thing, actually, I'm just picking up as well, is that maybe some of you are going to get a proposal. All right, there's, they've got the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This could also mean an engagement, a proposal, a marriage, a marriage proposal, certainly a proposal of something that's going to excite you. It could be a project, maybe a promotion as well. So maybe while you're stuck not knowing where you're going, what you're doing, you don't know which way to go, suddenly out of the blue, you will be getting some notice about something that's really going to delight you as well. So be open, okay? Sometimes we just need to let things be as they are. It's not a case of forcing the door open or forcing the issue. Just accept things where they are, and you might be surprised that the universe actually conspires to make something happen for you. I mean, we've had the eclipses as well, so I know there's been a lot of things going on for a lot of people as well. Things have ended, people have passed. And new beginnings is calling. I'm looking at the bottom of the pile here. I just feel like some of you definitely want to be actually thinking about being bold, and putting, maybe now you've been feeling free. I've got the Nine of Cups, but I'm getting a sense of freedom with this card here, that maybe you've been released of your burden, some of you, due to some changes that's happened from the eclipse. Well, speaking of change, look at what's right behind it. We've got the Tower card. So yes, there could be something that gone bam, but it has freed you up. Okay, and so there's an opportunity for you to really let yourself loose. Maybe travel, maybe you're not tied to something that you thought you were. Okay, some of you are moving much more into a financially abundant place. Here we've got Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups. So again, if you're going to move into a better financial situation that's much more harmonized, I would say definitely do something towards your emotional fulfillment. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups here at the bottom as well, and the Page of Coins, and the Four of Cups. So again, she's mulling over, very typical of the Seven of Cups energy. Check out on that particular cup here. All right, there is something that's going to be coming in that you're not even aware of because you're not even looking for it, or you just think that's just not going to happen. But I would say just do not be surprised if something just does alert you, because even on this Knight of Cups, there's a bowl there at the bottom of the at the table there. I'm just going to put it there. Okay. So I hope there's a message, something there for you. I'm going to leave the tarot here for the moment. I'm just going to now open the first surrender card. Surrender to Spirit. Lovely card. I kind of feel like this is also nice to go with this as well. The Three of Cups, it's a very free-flowing card. Perhaps, going with like-minded soul sisters as well. We can feel spiritually supported. Okay, it's really important that we do sort of have friends, people in our life, and if not, sometimes having to just surrender purely to spirit as well. But do go towards things and people that really open your heart up. Okay, it says once you've done everything you can, all right, here it says, you know, this is about surrendering as well. You can achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine, and let spirit do its magic. I feel like this magic is going to happen because of the Three of Cups here. And if you look at, there's some really bright stars at the top. And I think this is really nice that maybe it's also that case of just maybe some intentions and wishes you've put up there and you've already surrendered things. So do not be surprised if something does perhaps show up that maybe you weren't anticipating. Okay, so this is because I'm showing this because the Knight of Cups is that kind of something coming out that is going to be emotionally very fulfilling. Second card here, lovely. We've got surrender to creativity. So there we are as well. So perhaps, you know, again, if you're feeling stuck, overthinking, just play, you know, creatively, or even allow yourself for your imagination to soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Like I said, some of you, I really do feel that you've been let loose. You've been, you know, there's been a sense of transformation. Something has shifted in your life, and it's, you know, carving room out for you to actually start feeling more emotionally fulfilled. Okay, so again, just surrender to it. All right, and then finally, there's also here a card of complete healing. So again, I feel like with some of you, there has been definitely some kind of occurrence that has had your heart involved, some kind of emotional pain possibly, or maybe even needing to get back to some kind of healing so you can start feeling the universe's support. Okay, sometimes when we do things all ourselves, you really feel like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, or you're burdened, and you know, which will bring up resentments as well. But this is an opportunity now for you to open up fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Okay, so some of you, I really do feel that, you know, it's important to do whatever healing, allow yourself to maybe to get nurtured, possibly even through some creativity, but maybe even through some healing modality. All right, I'm going to open now the Soul Journeys deck. I'm just going to just do a quick shuffle here. Just do a shuffle. Because of course we're all on the soul growth. I've got two here that's stuck on my hands. Okay, we've got purpose. So I do feel it's a nice place for you, you know, surrender what you have to do to spirit, because you are, some of you, being shown now a way to go into a sense of purpose. Now, I said earlier on with the purpose, it's really important that you do things that you love. And I'll say this probably not most of my messages, but something could be coming in, okay? But go towards it with a sense of purpose. If something is not lighting you up, or it doesn't feel right, okay, there's no need to get into your head about things, okay? You just know what you have to do. It's very simple. It either has a move, does something for you inside, or it doesn't. I feel like I said, you're going to get some good news here, because they've got a card of envy. So there could be some people around you that could be envious as well of your position, or maybe what you're being offered. Okay, perhaps maybe the odd person here, it says you could be envious of somebody else's good fortune, or maybe what they're doing. But just recognize, it says here, I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yeah, so again, you know, it has been really challenging. Maybe you think, oh, well, that, you know, they're lucky. They don't even have that same problem, especially with social media. And we see a lot of sort of really great pictures that, you know, people boasting about where they are and how lucky they are that they're doing this and that. And, you know, especially currently when the world is really struggling, when there's a lot of conflict and there's, you know, a polarity between people as well. It could feel, maybe maybe you're also the outsider in your, you know, maybe you feel like the outsider, you're not quite belonging to anything or a situation or a particular viewpoint, because everyone else is thinking something else, or you feel like your life is nothing like what some people are touting it to be. So there could be a sense of envy, okay? It's okay, right? Because envy will also help you to sort of recognize maybe there is a bit of that you want, and maybe to acknowledge that as well, and maybe put you back on the trajectory of going on purpose, to do something purposeful, to live on purpose, okay, deliberately, with deliberate action, conscious action, okay? It's not necessarily a thing, a particular niche, but you living a life on purpose, getting up and being grateful for the day and feeling good about yourself is living on purpose. All right. So, you know, it really helps to have that sort of centered self, if anything, you know, and when you're coming from a centered place as well, Librans, you know, you don't need to feel envious about anybody else. Okay, because you know that what is yours, and you have no reason to feel envious about what other people are doing, or maybe the different challenges that they're not experiencing. Maybe their life seems a bit better right now, but you don't really know what's going on in the backstory as well, and what kind of hell they've gone through, or maybe not. And you know what? So what? We're all in a different path, and the thing is to do your complete healing here as well. So you don't have to go down that feeling of feeling envious, or maybe it's something you don't want to see because you feel really envious as well. Okay, that you'd rather, you know, sort of cast a blind eye on somebody else's good. So this is what I'm getting so far for you, Gemini. It is a bit of, I would say, not a strange reading, but you know, sometimes, you know, you see these titles of other readers, right? And they're all like, oh my God, abundance is coming into your life. Oh my God, you know, it's always positive, positive, positive. I really wish that life was always like that. And believe me, you know, the truth is it's not. And I hate to be the truth bearer here. This is why I call myself a bit of straight talking tarot, really, because as much as I try and turn things sometimes on the positive, in reality, sometimes we are going to be challenged more on our shadow side, and maybe things that we need to work through. So for you, Librans, you know, just do lead your life on purpose. You will feel a sense of celebration by doing that. Okay, maybe you could even tap into your creativity. But if you are feeling a pang of envy because you don't even know what you're doing and where you want to go with things in life, just trust by surrendering to spirit, by talking to spirit to show you the way, to light your heart during this dark time, or this feeling of depression, or this feeling of being lost and not knowing how to achieve your goals. Because believe me, I have learned as well, when you surrender to spirit, there's something far more greater and far more powerful that really helps you through life. Okay, I'm going to leave it here for you guys, Librans. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the new subscribers who could be Librans. Thanks for any cross watchers if you're here. I really, truly hope you've got something out of this reading today. And I will catch you next month on the next new moon video. Lots of love and have a good month. Bye for now. Bye.